If you want to double your business like this, you need to understand the power of referrals. Write that down. The power of referrals. I'm going to teach you guys how to get referrals and how to work smarter and not harder. I know your mom and dad told you work hard, work hard, work hard. That is a bunch of bushlaka. You want to work smarter. You want to work hard and you want to work smart. Right? So pay attention. I'm just going to talk to you guys about some stories so you guys can start connecting some of the dots. I met Eric in 2015-16. I was knocking on doors. I had one of my guys take a video of me on Facebook Live. While I'm knocking for 30 minutes, guess who's watching that whole thing? E-Moneybags. Okay, a bunch of other people also, but E-Moneybags was watching it. And guess what he did? He messaged me. Hey, we're in the same industry, bada bing, bada boom. Long story short, we became friends. 2 years later, I've been recruiting him for 2 years. One of the hardest recruits on the planet. The guy had 180 people working for him at the time. Imagine this, 180 people, 7 offices. He was making $200,000-$300,000 a year at that time as a manager, and that was good money for him. And he was barely doing anything because he already had his whole business established. It was very difficult to recruit a top guy like that. Who could understand the challenge of that, right? When somebody's settled in, they're doing good, they're making a lot of money, and I'm starting a new business, I'm like, yo, I'm going to build this shit, I'm going to make this thing grow, I need you, come on, let's go, let's go. He didn't see the vision, he didn't believe that it was going to turn out the way it did. It's okay, I believed it, but long story short, my relationship with him, I kept focused on that relationship. Every week or two, I would talk to him. In 2017 or 2018, I believe, 2017, whenever it happened, he literally, I think it was 2018, he literally just decided to not work in that company anymore and decided to go on a 6-month like sabbatical, go to Orlando, do real estate or whatever. During those 6 months, guess what I did every single day? Every single day, me and Eric, we spoke. At least every single Tuesday night or Wednesday night, whichever one it was, I called Eric and guess what I did? What's up, man? And we had a meeting scheduled every fucking Wednesday night. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't remember. I remember it was the middle of the week. Long story short, that was the most challenging recruit I've ever had in my entire life. I was literally trying to recruit him to work with us. Very difficult. But how did we end up doing it? Because of the power of referrals. Okay, the power of referral. I looked at him as a person like, I can't build this by myself. I need a person that's better than me, sharper than me, better in HR than me. I just want him to cover all my weaknesses. So I need to find people that are better than me. Here we are, Eric is better than me. Okay? Here you go. Now, Eric had a lady named Joanna. Joanna was his assistant that ran all the recruiting in the whole company. For all those 7 offices, she managed like 7 or 8 different admins and 7 or 8 different recruiters. And when I met her, I was like, wow, that's a person I want on our team. It took us another year to recruit her, right? Because she was also working in that company and she was making good money. And she was, when people are successful, they don't bounce around like a prostitute. They're usually in one place growing and winning. Does that make sense? So how did we recruit Joanna? The power of referral. I knew that I couldn't recruit her. She didn't have a relationship with me, but she had a relationship with who? With Eric. So guess what we did? We utilized his power of connection and his relationship to bring her on board. And guess what? She came on board. When she came on board, we had about 40-something people. Literally, within a year, her coming on board, and not even a year, almost like a half a year or whatever, 8 months, we went from 40 people to 150 plus people. Is it because I'm so amazing? No. No. It's because I had the power of referral work for me. You understand the mindset? Yes. Some of you guys are trying to be the best. You're trying to be the most amazing person on the planet. That's not the goal. Your goal is to be surrounded by amazing people. You guys think that I'm so amazing? I'm not. You guys are much better than me in so many fucking areas. It is unbelievable. But I'm a very good recruiter. I'm a very good referral-based individual. I like to work off of referrals. I don't like to work hard. I like to work smart. So when I was knocking on doors, I used to have a thing called stickies. I know David T loves this conversation. I used to have these things called stickies. He used to say, oh, sorry, we missed you, blah, blah, blah. I used to use those as my worker bees. I literally slapped it on every single door because I knew that when a homeowner comes home, they look at it, sorry, I missed you, and guess what they would do? What is this? And they would say, oh, sorry, I missed you, blah, 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 and I have my name and number. And they would just call me. And I would get at least 2 to 3 sales minimum every single week just off of stickies. So while I was knocking doors, while I was working hard, I used the door hangers or the stickies to bring me some more business. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I did not want to work hard forever. I wanted to work smart. And what does it mean to work smart? You utilize referrals, right? And every time I would sign someone up, I would always ask for a referral. Always. And I wouldn't say, do you know anybody? Right? You never ask, do you know anybody? Because they're going to say what?
No.
No. You have to ask them, who do you know? And we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about the power of referral. And I'm going to teach you guys how to get more referrals and double your sales. Who like that? Okay, back to the story. Here we have Joanna. Great. So we have Joanna, we have Eric. How did I meet Shaquem? Some of you guys don't know this, but I met Shaquem came through an ad, through Indeed. Okay? But Shaquem would have never been here if it wasn't for who? If it wasn't for Sabir. Sabir kept him locked in the whole time we were in New York. Sabir and another guy named G-Man, we used to call him, right? They built that relationship with Shaquem. If it wasn't for those two people, we would not have Shaquem here. Right? Power of referral. 2 years later, guess who's here? Sabir. Okay, how did I meet G-Man? Met him in the street. Met him in the street while I had a table event doing T-Mobile, and I recruited him with a guy named Alex Urbano, who, by the way, was also a personal recruit. Right? I always look for people, when I'm out there, I'm looking for two things. I'm looking, who can I recruit to the business? And who can I get a referral from? That's what I'm looking for. The double R's. Recruiting and referrals. Right? Why is that? Because we are in a business of what? Duplication and people. And there's millions of people out there. We pass by them all the time, but we never offer them either A, an opportunity, or B, get an opportunity from them. And a lot of your customers have millions of dollars in the palm of their hands, and you don't even ask them because you're afraid or you don't know how to ask them. So moving forward from today, you're not going to have that issue because I'm going to teach you guys how to get referrals and how to actually recruit people. Back to the story, right? Yossi, how did I meet Yossi? I didn't know Yossi from a hole in the wall last year or 2 years ago. I met Yossi from a guy named Steven. Steven was a guy I met through Instagram. I was putting out content. Steven hit me up. This was 2019 in July. I was like, hey, I'm moving to Miami. He's like, whenever you come down here, hit me up. I didn't hit him up, but the day I moved here, Steven followed up with me and said, yo, I just saw you landed. Let's hang out. I was like, I have no friends here. Fuck it. Met up Steven. Steven is a #1 networker on the planet. He knew every single body in the synagogue. Because our first day here was a big holiday. I go to synagogue with him. This is Michael, this is Michael, this is Michael, this is Michael. So I started shaking friends with everybody. I was like, whoo-hoo-hoo. And guess what he did? He introduced me to the whole neighborhood. And just like that, I knew so many people because of one guy, one relationship. And that one powerful relationship that he led me to was a guy named Yossi. He had a dinner one time. He's like, hey, we're having dinner. I got a guy named Yossi who lives in Tampa who's coming down here. I would love for you to meet him. He's from New York as well. He grew up in Brooklyn. I said, perfect, I'm there. Anytime someone says there's people in a party or people in an event or people, I'm like, I'm in. Long story short, I meet Yossi. From day one, we clicked. We stayed in touch. He was building his kiosk business in Tampa. But remember, successful people are not sitting home and doing nothing. They're doing something. They're already productive in something. But I already knew somehow, some way, I'm going to do business with Yossi. Next, Noah. This is another beautiful story. I went to go buy an engagement ring for my fiance. Okay, this was last year in July. All of a sudden, the lady in there is like, oh, I've been watching your content for a bunch of years. I want my cousin to work with you. I was like, perfect. Give me her name and number. She gives me her name and number. I message her. I tell Noah, this is how I usually recruit. If somebody wants to work with me, I'm like, send me a 60-second video. Why we should hire you. Because usually when you tell someone to send me a 60-second video, what do? They don't send it. And that saves me the fucking time. I'm not dealing with someone that's not a professional. If I tell you, if you're looking for a job or an opportunity and I ask you, send me a 60-second video, and you don't send me a 60-second video, what happens? To me, you're not serious. Or if you send it to me in a week or a month, like, you're not serious. Serious people are going to do what? Hey, my name is Michael. I'm looking to da-da-da-da-da-da. I could do this for you. I could do this for you. I would love to work with you. Awesome. That's the guy I want to do business with because they're creating action. I'm looking for action takers. So Noah, guess what she did? Send me the video like that. I was like, ooh, okay. Perfect. Awesome. We hired her. One of our best employees. You guys see the power? How many guys can really use referrals and recruits to your benefit? Like you could double your sales like that. So when you don't ask a customer, who do you know? You're shooting yourself in the foot by going out there and say, I'm going to go get another sale. Let me give you guys some data on how to get referrals. Okay? I made my point on how powerful this is, right? I don't have to convince you guys that referrals is the way to go. Okay? You guys sign up a customer. First thing you need to do when you finish up with them, don't be afraid. How many of you guys, be honest, you're afraid to ask them for a referral because you're afraid of what the referrals might say or they might ruin your deal or something. I've heard all kinds of shit. Okay? If you're so worried about the referral, for example, let's say you have a customer. Okay, let's say you have Bobby. Bobby Schmobby. Okay, you got Bobby who knows a guy named Joe. And let's say, for example, you're like, hey, Bobby, who do you know that would benefit with these services? Who do you know right now that would love to lower their electricity bill? Who do you know that would love to be independently controlling their, like, want to control their power independently? Who do you know? And they say, oh, boom. You put a piece of paper in front of them or let them write their name down. They say Joe, great. What if, you might think, well, what if Joe's so negative about solar? How many of you guys thought about that? Anyone thought about it? I've heard these complaints, but I don't want to ask till it gets installed. I don't want to like make them think and talk. Well, with you there asking that question or without you there, they're going to ask Joe their opinion anyway. So what difference does it make? People always do this. What do you think, Bob? I just got solar panels. And Bob or Joey may have something against it. Who cares? And remember this one thing. Not one thing can kill one deal. There's never one thing that kills a deal. It's always multiple things. You understand? So don't worry about that. So because I've heard some of you guys tell me that before, where I don't want to ask them for a referral because let me just wait till they get installed. The service has not been done yet. Guys, the second you finish the presentation, or the second you finish booking the appointment, your service has been completed and started. Are you over-delivering to the point where you know for a fact you can ask for that referral? You see, when I over-deliver and I add so much value to someone, I'm not afraid to ask them, hey, can I get a referral from you? Because I'm giving them my whole heart. I'm giving them my all. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to. No, guys. You not asking for the referral is hurting that customer. For two reasons. Because number one, you should be rewarding people for those referrals. Right? How much you guys get for a close appointment? 800 plus some bonuses, sometimes it hits 1,000, right? Let's say 800 bucks. Can you give 100 bucks out of that 800 if they give you a referral that actually closes? Can you give them, not even $100, can you give them a gift card or something? Hey, Mr. Customer, for every referral you give me, you get $100. And if you give me 5 referrals, you get an extra $500 on top. Do the math. Every referral they give you, you get 800. You give them 100 for each one. So technically you made 700, right? They give you 5 of them. How much is that? You made 3,500 bucks.
Doing nothing.
Absolutely nothing. All you did was ask a question. Who do you know? Repeat after me. Who do you know? Don't ask, do you have a referral? Because they're going to say no. Don't say, do you know anybody? Because they're going to say no. You say, who do you know that will benefit with these services? And they're going to be like, the second they go, they start thinking, awesome. Who did you think of? Jacob? Okay, good. Oh, but I don't know if he's interested. Listen, it's okay. Who do you know? And you just get the names and get the numbers. And then right in front of them, guess what I'm going to do? Hey, Francisco, how you doing, my friend? I'm here with Pablo. Pablo just got amazing service by me and my team. As a matter of fact, here, Pablo. And I just have a conversation. And right there and then, the customer is going to add so much value by saying, yo, this guy's legit. He's good. He just took care of me and my family. Now you got a second appointment. Literally in one close. And a lot of times, don't just get one. I've had customers where they're literally giving me 10 numbers at one time. Yeah. Who else do you know? Oh, that's it. I know. Who else do you think of? Like, I know you think about somebody. Who is that guy? It's in the back of your head right now. Bro, they give me 10 people sometimes. I've done it multiple times. And I got literally 3-4 sales out of one transaction. So I literally doubled and tripled my sales. And I didn't have to do anything. What did I have to do? Ask them one question. Who do you? And that's it. Right? So let's talk about referrals, okay? Number one. If you guys want to take some notes down, you can. Always manage your expectations with the customer early on. Always let them know that you are working on as a referral-based business. Hey, Mr. Customer, if you do qualify, I just do ask for one thing. My job is to get 1 or 2 or 3 homes in the area to qualify, and it'll make my job so much easier. As long as I do what I need to do with you and add so much value, I would expect that if everything goes right, you give me at least 1 referral. Is that fair to ask? You're planting that seed. You're pre-framing them for them to know that what? I'm expecting a referral out of this. Okay? Number 2, okay? Build relationships with customers. You sign them up, awesome. Yeah. You want me to write it down? Number 1 is what?
Reframe.
Expectations. Okay? The reason why people don't get referrals is number 1 because they don't ask, and number 2 is because they don't ask. They don't give the proper expectations in the beginning. If you're dating somebody, One of my biggest expectations I gave to Sarah before I dated her, I said, listen, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not going to see you before 9 p.m. It's just not going to happen. Some girls didn't like that. I just saved myself 6 months of dating. Sarah was okay with that because she understood that I'm trying to build a legacy and a future for our family. And she didn't know if she was going to be with me, but I told her, listen, before 9 p.m., you ain't seeing me. So she didn't see me during the week. I only saw her on weekends, on Friday night, for like 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Every Friday, I spent time with her till Saturday. That was my time dedicated to her once a week. Oh, Michael, that's not fair. That was my expectation. She never ever complained you never spent time with me because the expectations were given to her. I pre-framed the crap out of that because I knew there was no way I was gonna hit her up on Wednesday because I'm in the field till what? 9 o'clock. So I knew that, right? I was building my business at the time. There was no way in hell I was gonna be able to take off of work and meet her up at 5:30 and look at her. Like I couldn't do that. Proper expectations, guys. Right? Proper expectations. If you guys are dating somebody right now and you want to have a prenup, right, which I recommend to everyone, proper expectations. Day 2. Not day 1 because you might scare them, but day 2 is okay. Right? Everything that I've done in my life was always with pre-frames and expectations so that no one can ever get mad at me. I told you this. This is what's going to happen. So with customers, you got to give them expectations that you want referrals. Like that's how you do business. Like you're not working just to sign them up. You're working to take care of the whole fucking community. And in order to hit the community, you need relationships. And if you have the relationship with someone in the neighborhood, help me. I'm helping you. Just help me if you qualify. Is that fair, Mr. Customer? Perfect. Right? Number 2 is what? Water the customers. Meaning build those relationships. What does it mean to water a customer?
Water the bamboo.
Take care of them. Some of you guys sign up a customer and what? Bro, you just worked your ass off to sign up the customer. You went through all these conversations, and all of a sudden there's impulse building, and all of a sudden you don't communicate with them after that? You don't water that relationship? Oh, Michael, I don't have time for that. No, you do have time for that. Stop finger fucking Facebook and Instagram. You have a lot of time. It takes 15 minutes to message all your customers in one day and say, hey, just thought about you. Sometimes I drive and I think about someone, I call them right away. I call the most randomest people ever. I just thought about them. Hey, I just think about you. You want anything? No, just thought about you. Oh, okay. How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. And they actually feel it's a genuine call. I sometimes randomly call people just to see how they're doing because I thought about them. So a lot of people don't do that. But if I think about someone, guess what I'm doing? I'm calling them. If I'm showering, I'm like, oh shit, how's Jacob doing today? I'll get out of my shower. Yo, what's up, man? So remember, you guys want to work what? Hard and smart. And that's how you guys are going to beat the competition this week. I promise you guys, whoever thinks they can't win this competition, you're crazy. Every single one of you guys have a chance. How did I build myself to this point where I'm super confident on a day? This is not like me showing off to you guys. Like this is how I am at home, in the bathroom, my cousins, my moms, my dad. Like this is how I am. How did I do that? I kept promises to myself. I said I'm going to read a book. I read it. I said I'm going to do this. I started just executing and creating action. Because when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, oh man, it's like carrying a bunch of bricks in your backpack. And it puts a lot of weight on you. It hurts you. So make some promises and fucking keep them. And I promise you, you're going to feel really good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you attract the right things to yourself.
Let's give it up for Michael Barayev.
Thank you.